All right, here we go. We're going to go with take 2 of this shit. I'm looking over there and it says I'm recording. This sucker better be recording. I'll take a hammer to it. Anyway, buenos dias, amigos. ¿Qué pasa? How y'all doing, baby? Este lunes. It's Monday, mijo. We got to get back to the shit here. So, all right, here we go again. It's rough to do a take 2. And you pour your passions out in the first one and you go, man, it didn't record. And you go, shit. But I had to come down a little bit before I start again because I know I'm going to get my blood pressure up again because I done learned new shit since I started the first one. That's right, baby. Shit comes out so fast. Hell, you could do one rant, go in the living room. Hell, there's breaking news. You could do a whole other new rant on. I got mail. So let's get to that, baby. Paulette Hallback, baby, you have been one of our most profound donators. Paulette Hallback, sweetheart, we appreciate you so much. You sent a card with a donation. Dare to try. Small steps add up to big accomplishments. Congrats on your ninja video. This card says it all. Love and stuff, Paulette. Paulette is our mystery woman. We can't find her on Facebook. She's not on YouTube. She just shows up in the mail once a month, darling. We so appreciate and if I had a life to live, baby, I think I'd love to be doing the same thing you do. It touches hearts, and I appreciate it so much. And the results of which you can see in a picture I posted today. Anyway, we got a letter from Marianne McLaughlin from Royal Oak, Michigan. And Marianne has sent us the August edition of her life. We get one every month. And it's a very long letter that tells us everything in Marianne's life. That month, I haven't read it. Mama's already started. I got to catch up with it, Marianne. We just got it today, so I'll be able to comment it on the next show. But Marianne, thank you very much, baby. We always appreciate getting your letters. It's like a little slice of your life. And I want to let Tony and Cindy from Dewshore, Pennsylvania, to let them know that I got your letter. The problem that you brought up, I'm addressing now. We're going to fix that, and we hope there won't be any more problems with that little thing. But I want you to know that we got your letter, and we're getting right after it. Thomas Morgan, buddy, he sent me more. I'm worried about Thomas. He said he was getting picked up by the guys in little white coats. Well, for our age, baby, I hope you're in good hands. Anyway, he sent another batch of artwork. That's Donnie the Dick. That's Moscow Mitch, and that's Putin in the middle pulling their strings so they could talk. Because that's who controls both of them. And that's why I like Thomas's work so much. He sees what the big picture is. Thomas, buddy, take care of yourself. We appreciate the donation you sent. And we will make that stretch out a little bit. So please let us know when you get back. Because we'll be worried about you, buddy, until you do. I know it ain't Friday. I know. Okay. Now, I also got a letter. This one is from, this is from Millie and Chris. I'm sorry, Millie and Chris from Nova Scotia, where'd that thing go? Amherst, Nova Scotia. And they sent a news article that from their local newspaper, and it's about the how Canada addresses the democratic, how they teach their students. Anyway, I haven't read the whole article yet. I'm going to get to it along with Marianne's letter. But what they did send is a $10 donation in Canadian money, baby. That's a $10 Canadian bill. You can see a little window here that you can actually see through. It's pretty cool looking, but it's what she said about the money, because it's oh Lord, I got to look at the I can't see that small writing. The picture on the bill is on the Canadian $10 bill. Woman on the bill is Viola Desmond. Viola Desmond, and she was a human rights advocate in Canada, and she is the first black woman on Canadian currency. And she's very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I want to keep that as a keepsake. I'm not going to run out and cash that one, baby. I it amazes me. It even has Braille on there, so a blind person can tell what bill that is. That's pretty neat. Canadians are really looking out, but I think that's very great having the first black woman on Canadian money. We're still hum-hunging around with Harriet Tubman, and they won't put her on there. Steve Mnuchin came out and said, no, we're not going to do it during this term. Well, of course they're not. Not going to get a black woman on printed on American money while this racist asshole is in our office. Ain't going to have nothing to do with it. He'd lose the support of his base if they did that. But Millie and Chris, we appreciate it so much. And I got one more to show you, and I'm quite proud of this. I got a card in a package from Dick and Charlotte and Peck from Salem, Oregon. And she said they husband and I normally make signs for female friends and family, as well as of my female doctors. She has 2-3 doctors. In other words, all of the super women in her life. She makes these, and she made one for my wife, baby. That's Marcia Brideau with the Superwoman, baby, from Texas. A Superwoman. Each one of them is signed on the back with the map of Oregon, and it says, love, Dick and Charlotte Peck, and it's signed CB, which is her nickname. They used to call her Charlie Brown. Anyway, I just love that. That's Mama's name on that emblem. But wait, there's more. She goes on to say, you are the first man I have made a super sign for, but I think if any couple deserves a super sign, it's you and Mama. And baby, there it is. There's my name, John Brideau, with the big red S, baby. I love the way she put the Texas in there. And a Superman, baby, that's what. And again, it's signed by her and her husband. And I'm the first guy that she has made one for. And Charlotte, that just, it tickles me to death, and I'm so very proud, baby. We're going to find a place for them. We're going to do some remodeling here in the set here so we can get more things in. But we're going to make a special place for those, and I appreciate it so much. And, you know, gifts like that, like the one we got from Carolee Batson with the goat, with Boomer painted on an oyster shell, along with Jenny. Those really touch the heart, and we appreciate it so much. And yep, I got mail, baby. So there, we got through that. Now let's get down to what's going on, John. Well, before I get to what I just said a few minutes ago, I told you when I walked out here there was more breaking news, and the more breaking news was Donnie's a dick. That's why it's breaking news every day. Now we know that Wilbur Ross, the Commerce Secretary, threatened to fire the people at the National NOAA, NOAA, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. I think I got that right. NOAA, the guys that bring you the weather, that give you the forecasts. Wilbur Ross threatened to fire them if they did not put out a statement supporting Donnie's fantasy of the hurricane coming right into Alabama and causing devastation, just like Donnie said it would. He's going that far, baby. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship when that shit happens. That the administration, a cabinet member, Wilbur Ross should resign right now. Right now, buddy. He's a scumbag threatening good, hard-working people doing their job. If they don't lie for the president, if they don't make up bullshit to cover for Donnie's ignorance, then they could get fired. What more disgusting example of a dictatorship? What, are we all going to be like the glorious leader? Whatever he says, all the news agencies are supposed to adjust all the facts so it backs up his bullshit, so he doesn't look so ignorant. That he does on a daily basis, baby. It's embarrassing every day. You got to report this shit. Oh, I'm going to fire you if you don't back up my lie. What a petty scumbag we have. What a petty scumbag, con man, liar we have in our house, but we've known that for a while now. Anyway, let's get on to all the other reasons he's a scumbag. And the first one, the big story today, was that we find out in 2020, 2017, this shortly after Donnie took the oath of office, lied when he put his hand on the Bible. The day the treason started in my book, when he was sworn in, shortly after that, he had a little meeting in the Oval Office. He invited the Russians, hey, let's come on in here. I done fired that Comey fella. Come on in here and let's have a good laugh at it. That's when he brought Kislyak and Lavrov in there. 2 Russian diplomat spies, top spies for Russia, and we knew it. He brings them right into the Oval Office, going to brag about all the shit he knows because he's too stupid to keep his mouth shut about things. And on that note, what happened shortly after that? Well, our intel service seems to have pulled a covert spy. And what does it say? The highest level covert source inside the Russian government. The biggest spy that we had near the top of the Russian government that has spent decades getting him into position, moving him into the right areas. Well, we had to pull him out, him and his whole entourage. Evidently, everybody that knew we had to get him out of Russia real quick. Why is that? Because Donnie the dictator can't keep his mouth shut. Because the intelligence services were concerned about, what was that? The highly detailed sources of info on Russian meddling. They were concerned, the meetings that Donnie has had with Putin. Remember, he went to Helsinki, and the intel services point out the fact that they get nervous when he took the notes from the interpreter in that meeting. Donnie took them himself, meaning there is no record. Now, our intelligence services don't know what went on in those meetings. Nobody knows what goes on except Donnie and Putin and the rest of the Russian spy network, because, they all know. But Donnie, he keeps his shit close to his vest, baby, because who's he working for? Not your ass. He's working for Russia. And so much to the degree that our intel services have to pull a major covert operator out of Russia for fear that Donnie was going to open his mouth. Just last month he was tweeting pictures out of an Iranian missile site that blew up, just to show, hey, look at the sources we got, baby. We could snap a picture of a fly on your ass. Well, don't you think the Russians and everybody else around the world pays attention to that shit, stupid ass? No, he doesn't care. He'll tweet that shit out. He's the Twitter queen. He can tweet. He's the president. He declassify anything. And evidently he may have, because that's why we pulled that Russian spy out. Yeah. It gets so tiresome. That's treason, baby. We've seen it. The meeting in the Oval Office with the Russians, bragging about getting rid of Comey, bragging about stopping an investigation, standing in Helsinki with Putin right next to him, kissing his ass, bowing down to him in private meetings. I don't know what he did. If he's willing to bow down on him on stage, I don't know what he did behind closed doors. Give Pooty a little head there, Donnie. So satisfy him any way you can. I don't put it past. He's got strings on you, baby. You'll cough up anything, including intelligence sources. So yeah, they had to pull the guy and his contacts out of Russia. Doesn't that make you feel real safe? It's a wonder he's not out there tweeting out the nuclear codes just to tease them all. And what now? Kim Jong-un is now asking for more. Oh, I want another summit. Kiss off, asshole. You keep shooting missiles off. You ain't done crap. Donnie is the only one that giving stuff up. We don't even do the operations for practice over there to keep them up on their edge. No, we quit all that as a gift to the glorious leader of North Korea, who Donnie also is great pals. They have a wonderful relationship. They're in love. They fell in love, baby. What can you say, baby? He's in love with Putin. He's in love with Un. He's in love with the Saudi prince, Slice and Dice Salmon, whatever his name is. Yeah, our president is in love with a lot of evil dictators, baby. That's right up his alley, and that's what he wants. That's how come he'll threaten to take away somebody's job if they don't do it the way he says. Fake news. Yeah, it's all fake news. We got a fake-ass president and fake-ass bullshit cabinet. That man needs to go. Wilbur Ross needs to resign. Yesterday. Get out. Take Mnuchin with you and his stinking ass wife. Anyway, what else is going on? Well, the big secret meeting with the Taliban is all up in the news. The secret Wait a minute. How can we know about a secret meeting? That's the point. Why do you know about a secret meeting with the Taliban at Camp David? And while he's on his way to the chopper talk today to go to North Carolina for the Klan rally, the campaign rally, stops and runs his mouth. He stops and runs his mouth. He's got, and he tweets out about it too, baby. Well, I'm not going to have the secret meeting I was going to have because he wants that story out there because it's going to cause chaos. What do you mean you were going to meet with the Taliban at Camp David on 9/11? You scumbag. What kind of traitor does that kind of shit? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Barack Obama pulling something like this, 9/11 anniversary, let's pull the Taliban into Camp David. Let's have a little meeting here. What do you think would happen? What do you think Rush Limbaugh would say, or Tucker Carlson, or Laura Ingraham, or Sean Hannity? All those other assholes who sell out their country. What do you think they'd say? Oh, they'd hang him to a cross, baby. They'd impeach his ass. They would be in the news. They'd be pounding on the desk. But yet we hear nothing from him while this traitorous piece of shit that has in our house. Yep, gonna have a little meeting with the Taliban, which brings up a question in my mind. What the hell are we doing there? We're in Afghanistan. Aren't we negotiating with the Afghan government? No. We're negotiating with the Taliban. Now, let me tell you something about the Taliban. They are not a monolithic organization. There is not one head Taliban. There's not one head Bula Bula that's going to rule over all. No. There's one of those guys in every village in Afghanistan. In every section, there's a top Taliban in that section. There's one over in that section. You make a deal with this one, it means nothing to that one over there. So what are you doing? We've been there, 19 years? Hell, some of our servicemen have gone in and retired. And we're still training the Afghan army to take care of their own shit. Seems it's a jobs program, baby. It's going to be a job that goes on forever. It's going to be a war that goes on forever. Because look who we're negotiating with. Bob from the Taliban. Well, what about Charlie over here or Joe over there? No, they're not in the negotiations. I'm only negotiating my part of Afghanistan. You think our diplomatic corps around the world ain't taking a big healthy shit while this man pisses on everything in the country, everything on the planet? 150 people or so were ordered off the boat in the Bahamas, baby. Get off the boat. You ain't got no visas. You ain't got a visa. Get off the boat. We don't care if your whole family got killed. We don't care if your house got blown away and there's nothing left and your visa was in the house. That's bullshit. Get out of here. You ain't got papers. Get off the boat. That's the legacy of this president. That is what this president sets the tone. The company says that's running the ferry. Oh, well, we didn't know. The Customs Border Patrol is saying, oh, well, we would have let them in, except they didn't know. And the standing rule, no visa, no get in the country. And then on Chopper Talk again today, he's walking out to the helicopter and he's talking about how people could go stay in a part of the Bahamas that wasn't hit. A part of the Bahamas that wasn't hit. Why don't you point that out on the map, you dumbass? Why don't you pull out your famous map and your Sharpie and show us right on that island where the hurricane did not hit, you asshole? We can tell you where it didn't hit. Alabama! But he made him get off the boat, baby. He made him get off the boat. If that doesn't tell you that he lacks the basic empathy. He's talking about out there on the Chopper Talk about how we have to be careful that some of these people are bad people. They're drug dealers. They're murderers. He's using the same language that he uses for those refugees coming up from up the border. He's using that same language. They're killers. They're murderers. They're black. They're brown. They're not light like you. So you need to be afraid of them. I don't care if their house blown away. Get them out of here. They could be murderers. No empathy. No nothing with this administration. This whole disgusting Republican Party. We're nothing but a bunch of thieves, liars, cheats. Why don't you get that map out there, Donnie? Why don't you get that map out and show us all where the hurricane didn't hit in the Bahamas? Get your Sharpie out, baby. We know you love it. You stinking ass liar. They'll probably sue somebody if they don't come up with a spot. First day back in Congress, baby. Congress is back in session. The Senate's in there. Everybody, Chuck and Nancy, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are calling on Mitch McConnell to put the background check gun legislation on the floor of the Senate. Call them up there. It's time. Put it on the Senate floor. Let's vote on it. You think who you talking to, Mitch? That's Nancy. Bullshit, baby. You're talking to Mitch. Moscow Mitch, baby. He's not putting anything on the floor. He already told you last week. If Donnie doesn't tell him exactly what verbiage to put in a bill, he's not bringing it to the floor. He's not going to bring anything to the floor that he doesn't have the blessings of the bozo in chief up there. It used to be a time when our Senate and our congressmen, they worked for the people, baby. You think Mitch McConnell's working for the people? No, he's not about it. How about you pass the shit and send it to him and let him veto it, Mitch? Let him do it. Don't you want to be president? You're not the president. You're the leader of the Senate, bub. Your job is to bring the stuff to the floor and let them vote, not be an obstructionist Moscow bitch. And just hold everything right down on everything. Make the whole American people suffer. While you and Donnie the dictator up there play little games back and forth. Put it on the floor, Mitch. Let them vote. And then send it up to Donnie, baby. But no. We're talking about the Republican Party here. And the Republican Party, man, they have this way about guns. Remember that poster, who I forget who it was, running out there in Arizona, put the crosshairs on him. You know, hey, let's get this one. Let's make sure she doesn't. Guess what? They're doing that shit again. Mark Gifford, the husband of Gabby Gifford, who was shot in the head in Arizona while on doing her duty as Congresswoman, he's running for Senate. He's running for John McCain's seat in Arizona. But the Republican Party, baby, no Democrats here, baby. They're coming to get your guns. They're all going to take your guns. We're going to stop him. We're going to stop him dead in his tracks. That's what the Republican Party put out in their message about Mark Gifford running for office. We're going to stop him dead in his tracks. They lack the intelligence. I don't know what it is. You know, we just had that shooting in El Paso because Bozo the Clown up there runs his mouth, and this guy got inspired by Donnie. Let's take a rifle. Let's go to El Paso. Let's shoot him up. They're invading. How long before the Republican Party motivate somebody to stop them dead in their tracks? It's that kind of language, baby, that you hear out of that right, that talking NRA bullshit that runs through the whole stinking party. God-given right to own a gun. God, where's that in the Bible? Somebody please look that up in the Bible and show me what chapter and verse says God giveth you the gun. God giveth you the right to kill anybody. Whatever happened to that thou shalt not kill? I guess it went right out the window with thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. They're not, all that crap. Oh, but them homosexual things, that's the one he meant. Oh, kiss my ass. It's hard to do a number two. It's hard to do a second take. It's not hard to do a number two. Everybody does that number two. Anyway. I get upset, I get passionate about this shit, I do. Everything I talk about, it pains my heart to have to realize and state that this is what our country has come to. Where the Commerce Secretary can fire the weatherman if he doesn't give the right forecast. To hell with what science says. This isn't a science-based administration. We go with whatever Donnie pulls out of his ass. If he says it's going to hit Alabama, you better say it's going to hit Alabama. It's a dictatorship, baby. He wants to be glorious leader. He's a babbling fool, and he makes an embarrassment of this country every day. You want to know why my picture looks like that? Why Thomas Morgan sees me like that? Because that's how I feel. Every day when I wake up and I read more shit, when I see more shit in the news, that's what I feel like. That's what I'm mad. I'm pissed off because he's destroying this country one day at a time, baby. One Republican after another is standing up for this destruction of our own country. Yeah, I believe the Republican Party will die, and it needs to die. It has become nothing that the forefathers that were in the Republican Party ever thought of. Ronald Reagan couldn't make it into the Republican Party. He doesn't hate black people and brown people enough. And he's not as big a thief as Donnie is. You gotta get the money. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Brittleville, Blue Dot in Texas. We want to thank all our Patreon members that keep our show on the air, keeps the bills paid and lights on, and helps us to expand the show and get our voice out a little farther. And that's what this is all about, is keeping that message going, baby. From me to you, from you to your friends, baby. We need to keep this wave going. You need to be pissed. You need to be upset every day at this crap. It gets tiring. It gets overwhelming. But if we don't, baby, it's going to get worse. It could get a lot worse if that man were to get elected on a second term. It would destroy the very country we have fought for so long, that I love, that you love. So be mad. Wake up every morning, remembering every day that man is still in our house. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Brittleville, Blue Dot in Texas. On YouTube. John Brittleville on Facebook. John Brittleville Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Go by there and join the family. We need another family member, baby. This family grows every day, worldwide. We love it. Thank you, Nova Scotia. At John Brittleville, at Blue Dot in Texas on Twitter. I ain't doing this the third time. Out my truck window and anywhere else we can keep this message going, baby. We just keep it going. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.